continue our NFL preview with the AFC West, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, and the rest of them. We do go through kind of where each teams are going to be, some side bets. Do have some fun with what's going on. But yeah, it's basically the Chiefs and then everybody else. Welcome to the More Sports Podcast in Seminole County, Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capperson. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
USA basketball. What's good with you?
Not a lot. And BJ Thomas.
Make sure you keep all those Let's Go Brandon shirts. They're going to be collector's items at your next Klan rally.
It's going to be like the Patriots 19-0 shirts that they sent off overseas.
Yeah, there's going to be some kid in Zimbabwe wearing fuck Joe Biden shirts.
Yeah, he's like this. So Brandon.
Let's go over to the AFC South and start with the surprise team of last year of the Houston Texans. BJ?
This is a little more tough. I don't know if Stephon Diggs is an addition.
That's saying something.
He hasn't been showing up in the biggest games. And if this team stays on the trajectory they were on from last year, they're going to play some big games. Joe Mixon, I like him a lot, but the Texans had a hard time running the football last year. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And Mixon was on another team, was out with the Bengals last year, and they had a hard time running the football last year. Everything Mixon got, he earned it.
Yep. Yeah, the Texans were 22nd in the league in rushing last year.
So I don't know. I'm not sure about the additions here. The defense, I'm not worried about at all. That's a good defense.
Yeah, just so.
9.5. I think that's low. I mean, they played the Jaguars twice. That's 2 wins.
Play the Bears.
Play the Bears. Play the Patriots. Play Tennessee twice. I think we just rattled off 5-6 wins. Minnesota, because McCarthy's going to be in the tank by week 5.
He's not even starting.
Yeah, and rightfully so. Then you got Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, Kansas City, Miami, Baltimore. I mean, that's a tough road to hoe. We're going to find out if they're for real this year.
Yeah, here's my thing. They better have the division wrapped up by their bye week in week 14.
Yeah, because they're, if not, they're going to have to wrap it up in the final week.
Yeah.
Because those Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, that's tricky. And it doesn't matter if it's in Miami or Houston, weather's similar, so. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go 10. I'll say they cover the 9.5, but that schedule does not encourage me to go higher.
Dorian?
I believe, it's my opinion, I think that, like, as we know, the NFL catches on quick, right? And this is going to be C.J. Stroud's second year. I think the NFL is going to be prepared for him. Is he still going to be good? Yes. Is he going to be last year's good? I don't think so, because I think the team's going to be prepared for him. However, I'm going to go. I'm going to go with BJ. I'm going to say 10 wins.
You know, I always kind of find it funny. It's like, well, they weren't prepared for him. Like, the dude played at Ohio State for 3 years. There was tape on him playing in Houston. If you're a coaching staff and it's week 12 and you haven't prepared for the starting quarterback who's been starting basically the entire year, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
So we knew what he was. Now, did teams think that Bryce Young was better? For some reason, yes. So that's a whole different conversation. But we knew who Stroud was when he came into the league, and he showed it. So the only reason why I'm not going higher, I'm going to go 10, but the only reason I'm not going higher.
I think we can go back to our podcast around the draft time, and we didn't have that tone.
That is true.
Okay, so I don't think we knew it.
But we also
Some of
were
them
going,
might have known it.
I believe the comment was, he's good, but he's an Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah, which means that's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
That means in the long run you're going to be an average to shit.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, we still said that we would choose him over Bryce Young.
Yeah, but that's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, but that's the mayor of Midget Town.
Yeah, he's small and an Alabama quarterback. I mean, he had two things working against him heavily.
The mayor of Midget Town quarterback.
Small and an Alabama quarterback.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna go over with the 10 wins. But like I said, the only reason why I'm not going higher is their schedule.
Schedule's tough.
It is tough. I mean, they're going to rattle off. Probably going to be 4-0 before they play at Buffalo. And then they've got at Green Bay with Jordan Love sitting out, but he'll be back. And then we could have probably win against the Colts, win against the Jets, probably win against the Lions and Dallas, and then 2 more wins. So they're going to get their 10 wins there. Probably going to be 10 and 13 there. I'm sorry, 10 and 3. And then it's Miami, Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going 10. Now, for you degenerates like we are, there is a bet out there that for Tank Dell, for him to get over 4.5 receiving touchdowns is even money. It's 7 last year. I'm just giving things for BJ to waste his money on.
That's what we do for each other.
That's right. So the other team,
money over there. You sick of it?
So the team that Dorian alluded to with AR-15, which I don't know if we're allowed to say that because you use it to shoot presidential candidates, whatever. The Indianapolis Colts.
This is the United States of America. Do you think the support for the AR-15 has waned in the least?
Nope.
Nope. I was at Rural King looking at one the other day. I caught a Sig Sauer AR-15 for $680 on sale, and I had to grab myself by the neck and put myself in my truck.
So I know we normally do the Florida segment afterwards, but I'm going to say this now. So it amazes me. Well, it shouldn't, but it does. It amazes me every year that when there's a hurricane coming to Florida, the National Hurricane Center has to tell all the residents of Florida, do not shoot the hurricane.
Well, I bought my gun specifically to shoot it.
And that hurricane, Biden.
And the impending volcano.
Oh, the one that's at Yellowstone right now?
Yeah, the one that's going to kill us all in a couple of years. That thing goes off. Ain't no amount of prepping helping anybody.
Nope. You're done. You're done here.
You might make it out alive on the West Coast because of the prevailing winds and things of that nature, depending on the explosion.
Yeah, it's just gonna kill all the crops. So fuck it.
Yeah. You'll be begging China to plant your food.
Like, oh, Brazil, can I get some soybeans, please?
Fuck that. Give me some plantains.
So, Dorian, do you want to kick us off with the Colts?
Sure. Again, the Colts go as far as Anthony Richardson takes him. What I've been reading about was the play calling as far as protecting him from himself, so he doesn't run himself into the ground.
I have one word for him that's going to save a lot of problems. Slide.
Exactly. So I've been reading about them working on the different plays and stuff. He's going to be going outside of the pocket a lot this year, for what I've read.
Mean where he died last year?
Yeah, but from what I saw in the video, they've been working with him on like getting the ball out a lot quicker.
Yeah, Dorian gets his research from YouTube.
Yeah, actually, I was actually watching the Colts channel.
I know who you're voting for.
But yeah, I saw that they've been working on him getting the ball out a lot quicker. Um, however, Jonathan Taylor.
It's way easier to get the ball out quicker when nobody's actually trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's true. Which is my point. It's like the offense goes as far as he takes them. Jonathan Taylor, um, is he the great Jonathan Taylor?
No.
Not sure about that. I think he's good. I think he still works for 1,000 yards, but I don't think he brings that fear like he did.
Let me ask him without saying the name of the company. Do you like your company? Do you like your boss?
Oh, come on, don't do this to him. Just in case somebody stumbled across it. Don't do this to him.
Where are you going? I like getting paid.
Yeah, I like the paycheck. If you don't like your
he's
boss,
he's employed by a bunch of people to get their news from YouTube and Facebook Reels.
and X.
If you haven't heard this, you won't believe it.
Breaking news.
From a guy sitting in his basement with a backwards hat on.
Oh, so that's the guy that was reporting out that Biden is dead. Okay, cool.
I told one of my coworkers, I was like, I've seen the videos you watch. I could be the fucking news guy. I don't even need sleeves for this job. Sitting here sucking on a Corona, just making shit up as I go, just fucking winging it. You know the super volcano's gonna open up in South Carolina? Watch that shit happen.
What about those pizza rings? Those pizza trafficking rings?
Oh yeah.
Right? If you say you want to buy the pizza,
you think they need a fucking pizza shop basement to do that? When you got the money, you just do it out in the open, bro.
All I know is in 2018, like several hundreds and thousands of children just disappeared by the border. Just disappeared. They found them in a hotel room randomly.
Who was president when that happened?
Oh God, what was his name? Had hair better than mine.
The guy who gets his news from YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this: who set the record for most trips to Epstein Island?
I don't know if he set the record, but he sure as hell was there way too much.
Well, that's not the question. He's close. He's in the running.
Yes. So I did think it was interesting. Somebody said so. There were 3 presidential candidates. One of them has not been to Epstein Island.
I just what my favorite thing to do is to find those pictures of him and Ivanka and then show my coworkers and be like, does your daughter sit on your lap like that? Well, no. Okay. Just making sure. Just checking. You freak.
And I'm drinking a Mick Ultra. BJ's drinking a Corona. I think I've got a Diet Mountain Dew in the back. I'm not sure how Diet Mountain Dew makes you racist now, but that's okay. I'm going to join Mick Ultra.
Does Diet Mountain Dew make you racist?
According to JD Vance, it does.
You mean the guy who has a large holding in a company that acquires land for Chinese investors?
Yes, the guy that fucked the couch.
Oh,
fucked
wow.
a couch. Well, I mean, all of us were 13. All of us fucked a couch.
No, he was an adult.
Speak for yourself.
Oh. No, that's only because your mom would have brained you if she saw that shit. That's why. Your mom would have brained your ass. She would have fucking hammer fisted your cranium. Pow! It would have been a legal UFC blow right to the back of the head. You'd be looking out of one eye right now. You would be allowed to drive. I could go deeper in that subject. I'm gonna let you off the fucking hook, though.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I'm gonna let you off the hook.
I'm trying to figure out how we're going to segue back to the Colts.
Oh, no. See, because there's this funny thing, and Dorian's not as bad as some of my other friends, but if you want to make shit uncomfortable, there's a few subjects you can touch on, and Black America just fucking curdles. They're just like, no, they get quiet and shit, won't say anything.
Give me a subject.
Well, you grinding your dick on something at 13 years old. See? There you go. I know.
Yeah, because I'm trying to incriminate myself. I mean, I didn't. It wasn't a damn couch. When I was 15 years old, I was doing my thing with some young females. I wasn't having sex. I was, dry humping. with females, you know.
Well, where you lived, were
Well, I
some
mean, not
certified,
there. I would. Yeah.
certified whores,
Yeah.
certified,
I know where you're going. Man.
like USDA stamped whores.
You're right. You're right, and I
I
stayed
mean,
away.
there's a chance that you were legally molested at one point.
Yeah, I mean, a situation happened with a female that it
Yep.
almost
Yep.
happened,
Yep. Jail.
and I'll leave it there.
Right to jail.
Go directly to jail. Do not pass go.
Yeah.
Do not collect $20.
Yeah, no, I know. They were trying to grope me on the bus, and I'm like, "Aren't you 18? Leave me alone." Like,
Oh wow! Oh my god! I think I know you. Yeah, I'm leaving.
Yeah, Dorian, you're not alone. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm leaving that one.
and there was another girl up the goddamn road who was about to be 18, and she reached over the seat and just grabbed my dick out of nowhere one day.
Wow.
You should have seen the look on her face when I grabbed a handful of that clam. Her fucking eyes popped out of her head. I was like, "Tell somebody, I dare you. Whine about it or something." What are you gonna do? Tit for tat or dick for twat? Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, man.
You never did that? You never. Once they cross that line, all bets are off.
Pretty much, yeah. You're right.
Yeah. I'll grab both titties. I don't care. I won't even use both hands. I'll choo choo quick hands. One hand, pow pow.
Because I'm thinking of the person. Well,
What's that?
I said I'm thinking of the person that you talking about. I'm
I'm talking about if I'm not on Turkey Lake. Redneck chick. I'm not. That's all I can do. If you don't know.
Okay.
She had acne. She had acne pretty good. Lives in the trailer, just almost all the way up to what's the one that goes across?
44?
No, it goes from 44 to 19. Damn.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I mean, hey, look. You go to grabbing shit. We're all grabbing shit.
Hey,
We're all grabbing shit.
go hard to go home.
Well, that was the problem. She was trying to.
She was trying.
So,
I had to get over the shock first, though. I was like, "Whoa, hey!" Pow, stink finger.
so Dorian, how many? I'm going to try to save this.
Yeah, go
How
ahead.
many wins do you think the Colts are going to have this year?
I'm going to say
8 stinky fingers.
I'm going under. I'll say 7.
BJ?
Not the easiest of schedules. Definitely not the hardest. I'm going 9. I'm going just over.
Okay. So we've seen Anthony Richardson in his injury-riddled brain. Last year, they hired Gardner Minshew to back him up. Do y'all see who they have this year?
Oh boy. Oh boy, they're going to the playoffs. My bad. 13.
I totally missed that. I totally missed Flacco.
I'm going 9, take the over, just to be safe.
Off the couch and in the MVP.
Yeah. I ain't even looking at Flacco.
So I'm going to let Dorian just kind of just nerd out because we're doing the Jaguars. BJ, you can take the rest of the show off.
I'm just going to do that because I don't want to hurt my friend's feelings.
Look. We all know that naturally you're a dick, right? So everything that you said it over several times. So
I know.
I'm
See,
used to
that's what bugs me. He acts like I'm the only dick sitting here.
it.
I mean,
AKs too.
right now, if
You're the more focused.
you are so because I'm not a bitch. You are so quick. You were so quick to think I was talking about Adam. I'm actually talking about.
Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, you're a dick.
How?
Yeah,
No, don't answer that.
hey,
Don't answer.
as soon as your switch is flipped, you're a full fucking asshole.
I just
Fuck
you.
you. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's recordings of you being a full fucking asshole.
Yeah. what I'm doing
For basic comments about football Jesus and how he's way, way, way overpaid for being the 94th best player in the league. Voted by the players.
Did I
No
say
shit.
that I agree with what he got paid? No, I do not.
Yes.
However,
but-
I'm not saying that he's like chopped liver. I mean, there's some things that Trevor needs to work on. And from what I've seen, yes, I'm being a homer. I don't care. He's been working on those things, right?
So wait a sec. Wait, no, hold on.
Mhm.
There's, help me, Adam, 32 times 22. 600 and...
Roughly 640, roughly.
640. So out of 1/6 of all of the starters in the NFL, and this is on offense and defense, I'm helping you with these numbers because it's actually 320. So of a third of all the offensive starters in the NFL, he's one of the highest paid quarterbacks and barely makes the third.
Look, man, I mean, it's the market. I mean, what else they were going to do? I mean, there was no other quarterback to get. So our hands were tied. So, I mean, the one thing, like the Mac Jones thing, I don't know what the fuck that was about. But
Okay, so contracts being equal, would you rather have Trevor Lawrence or Kirk Cousins?
He will have to delete all his Jaguars pages. Well, he will not be able to speak on them.
Damn. I mean, if we're going off of proven records, I mean, Kirk Cousins has proven that he's done more with less, right? So the logical answer would be Kirk Cousins.
But that's not
I'm
what we
a
do
fan,
around here.
I'm
So
going
say
Trevor
what you
Lawrence.
think.
I'm being safe. Fuck all. I'm being safe. So the logical answer is Kirk Cousins. But since I'm a Jaguar fan, I have to pick Trevor Lawrence.
See, you hear the tone and the cadence change in his voice. This is the beginning of him flipping that switch and becoming an asshole.
So,
No,
so
I'm just saying.
if the contracts were equal and I gave you a choice who to put on your team, would you rather have Trevor Lawrence or Kirk Cousins? You're saying you'd rather have Trevor Lawrence.
He said his brain would pick Kirk Cousins, but his heart says Trevor Lawrence. That's what he said.
Yeah.
In not so many words.
Yes.
So
Yes.
since we live in reality and not Disneyland, it's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins makes sense. I'll say that.
Delete them. Get off all those pages. And if there's anybody on there that listens to this, you ain't gonna make it. Are you stupid? You want white Dak Prescott?
Well,
I mean, Dak's a baller though, but that's a whole nother topic.
he's gonna get a new contract. He's actually sitting out right now until he gets a new contract. If the contracts are equal, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love.
Oh, that's not even close. That's not even close.
I mean, here's the thing though, like the Green Bay Packers are they're a better organization than the Jaguars. I'll see that. So if you were to put Jordan Love in Trevor Lawrence situation, if they switch, let's say they switch.
1-for-1 switch.
Yeah, 1-for-1 switch. That's tough. I can't answer it. I don't know. I think Jordan Love is more athletically gifted than Trevor Lawrence. Yes. So I think the schemes will probably work better with Love because of his IQ of knowing when to run, when to make the right reads as far as his progression and things of that nature. So I mean, I would say I don't know. I can't answer.
Being a better quarterback. Just being a better quarterback.
Making better sound
in general.
Yeah, I agree.
If let's say if I told you I gotta go and you had to explain that before I hung up, you would just say he's a better quarterback.
I mean, yeah, he's been playing better. Yes, he plays better. Yes, I'll say that. See, I'm going here. I'm not going to throw I can't throw my quarterback under the bus, guys. I can't.
I mean, you have.
You
absolutely have. You absolutely have.
The obvious.
But you're trying to you're trying to say you're in New York trying to get on a subway. You've put one foot on the subway and you left one foot on the platform. You're gonna die.
Look,
okay.
man, Okay, so all right, so talk about team itself. All right, so
Hey, you don't like the game I'm playing, so let's just move on.
yeah, I gotta move up because he tried to get me slaughtered by the rest of Jaguar Nation here. They're gonna be
Oh
like,
no, you're doing it by yourself. I just want to make sure they completely understand what you're saying. That's all I'm doing. You're doing it yourself, but I'm making sure that they completely understand what you're saying. That's all.
they understand that I'm not throwing my quarterback under the bus. However,
Yes, you are.
this is put up for shut up year, and he's going to be held accountable. Like
Okay,
I'm not.
okay, okay. You know what? You know
It's
what? You know
not.
what?
It's not put up or shut up here. He just signed a $275 million contract.
$200 million guaranteed.
He's
He
there.
could shut up and still get $200 million.
He's there. Like I said earlier in the offseason, you all are about to have the most expensive backup in NFL history.
Yeah. So one more.
Mhm.
Okay, Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence.
Um. Oh, I'll take Trevor Lawrence over Baker Mayfield.
Ah, you're delusional.
I'll take Trevor Lawrence over
You're
Baker
delusional.
Mayfield.
Oh my God, you tried crack at one point, didn't you?
I would. Hey,
You smoked that
I'll
glass
take
dick.
Trevor Lawrence over Baker Mayfield.
Oh
I
my
would.
God.
I would. But as far as the team itself, looking at the schedule, what scares us? We got what? We got Miami first, Cleveland, then Buffalo, then
loss,
Houston.
loss.
I being realistic with our team, I say in that format we probably go 1-4. Um, I believe when it comes to Indianapolis, Chicago, New England, I believe that we can make up with those games, win those
So
games.
4-4.
Um, Green Bay at home.
So we'll get the
That's
answer:
a tough
Jordan
one.
Love or Trevor Lawrence in that game. So it'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. But to be a homer, I'll say to be playing at home, I like our chances to win there. Philadelphia scares me because Saquon Barkley, supposedly we've boosted up our front four to be able to help with the run, but it's Saquon Barkley, so that can go either way. Minnesota, we should win that one. Detroit, we play at Detroit. That could be an L in Detroit. Houston,
Could I like your confidence?
yeah, I could, right? Could. Houston, um, I believe that we're gonna do 1-1 in Houston. I think that the first time we play them, they'll beat us. The second time we'll beat them. Uh, Tennessee at Tennessee, that's always been our Achilles heel. That
Well,
being realistic, that could
you
be
know
a
what?
weak
I
spot.
will make you a promise this year. I will make you a guarantee. Derrick Henry will not get 100 yards against you guys this year.
I knew, right? Happy about that.
I had to double check the schedule. They don't play Baltimore.
He's also saying you won't make the playoffs.
No, I believe. So our last Final Four games against New York, we're going against Aaron Rodgers. That I don't know that could be an L possibly. We should beat Vegas, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. We could split those. So I say realistically, I I say over. I say 9.5 games.
9.5 wins. That's
Yeah, 9.5 wins.
how are you getting the half?
I mean, I'll go 9 wins.
Okay.
I'll go 9 wins.
I was gonna let him have the half, just make him feel better. I wasn't gonna say anything. Gonna let it go.
DJ.
8.65.
Screw you.
Man, that's tough. That's not the easiest schedule available. It's still not terrible though. There's opportunities there, especially the last two games of the season. If they're close, they might get some momentum. Tennessee and they had 3 games of the season, and if Aaron Rodgers goes down, they could have a good finish to the year. I'm just saying it's not impossible. Old as fuck. I'm going to say 10 with hopes that it curses them.
Oh, you wait till you do the NFC East.
So
It doesn't matter. They win regular season games. These motherfuckers been winning 12
But
games
I don't
for the
know.
past 5 years.
CeeDee Lamb was upset.
Hey, if there's anything I've learned, Jerry's not letting either one of them go.
Nah, he was
Jerry's
too
gonna cave, pay, and then suffer the next 5 years.
much.
I've heard rumblings of them trading Micah Parsons.
ooh,
What?
they don't want to sign him.
That is
And-
crazy.
And he had a weird interview where he came out and said, Mike Zimmer is cool and everything, but he's gonna have to learn there's some things I like to do my way. And I was like, I don't think that's how coaching works.
Nope, that doesn't work no way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So here's my thing with Jacksonville is they're probably going to start 0-4. I mean, not for nothing. That opening 4-game gauntlet is tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so if a team starts 0-4, it's really, really hard to recover. I mean, you're already kind of beaten down even before the season really gets going. So yeah, their last 4 or 5 games are very winnable. I'm not sure they're going to care, and I think that's going to be their bigger problem. 8.5, I think, seems about right. I'm going to go with 8, just because I think the first 4 games will deflate their season. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. And just because, it's the sponsor we're trying to get. So the over-under for touchdown passes for Trevor Lawrence this year is 22.5. Just for, go ahead.
That's about middle of the road.
Yep. Just for shits and
$275
giggles,
million.
yeah, just for shits and giggles, I looked at Baker Mayfield and his was 23.5. So. BG's turning red.
I'm just mad at your organization. They should have done exactly what I said. Kept Gardner Minshew, drafted offensive lineman, or traded back and drafted offensive lineman, and they could have selected a quarterback later on in their history. But they went for the reach.
And then they well, okay. So Trevor Lawrence was great coming out of college. He probably could have been a really good pro had his career not been destroyed by Urban Meyer.
I agree. Gardner Minshew should have been the starter, and he should have, and Trevor should have held the clipboard.
Yep. Well, hey, nice transition. Another guy who should be holding the clipboard, Will Levis for the Tennessee Titans.
Need to hold on to his electronic devices a little better. Damn sex tapes leaking and shit.
So, Dorian, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. They acquired Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, and DeAndre Hopkins.
So, I mean, they acquired Tony Pollard because they got rid of Derrick Henry. I'm not sure that's an upgrade.
Tony Pollard couldn't carry the load. That's why the Cowboys didn't re-sign him.
Right.
One of the
So you think they're going to do a 2-back system with him and Tajay Spears?
That's where he's most successful.
Yeah. That wide receiver trio of Ridley, Hopkins, and Boyd, not bad at all.
See, Island's a misfit toys.
Yeah. The question is really on their defense. I mean, I don't know how Will Levis is going to play this year, but their defense. I know that they lost. They lost I can't forget the key person they lost. I think it was a linebacker or someone. But Jeffrey Simmons, he's getting older. Sebastian Joseph Day, actually, I think he came from Jacksonville. I don't know. I say I give the Tennessee Titans benefit of the doubt. I see them winning like 7 games.
Oh, taking the over. Look at you.
Yeah.
BJ?
I'm gonna give him 6.
Okay, I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. Chicago is winnable, so it's possible that they start 1-0 and shock everyone. If Aaron Rodgers is upright, I don't think they're beating the Jets. Don't think they're beating Green Bay. Don't think they're beating Miami. And then it doesn't really get any easier. I mean, Minnesota, it's a mess. Washington is a flaming dumpster fire in New England. So that's four games. I don't know
Yeah,
where the other three are coming from to get them over to 7. I really don't.
yeah. Just in my opinion, I think they'll split with Jacksonville, and I think they'll split with Indianapolis, but that makes them that's 6 there. So yeah.
I mean, they were 6-11 last year with Will Levis and Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill's not a franchise quarterback in the least, but he sure as hell was better than Will Levis. So I mean, you look at the games that Tannehill started. They were 3-4 in the games they started. The games that Levis started, they were 3-7. So, I mean, I'm going 5. So that's it for our NFL preview this week. We'll probably do a division here. I think next week we start a college football preview, so that'll be fun. Um,
Yeah.
what has not been so fun is watching the USA basketball team basically shit themselves.
Ooh.
I don't want to hear another goddamn word about LeBron being better than Mike. Oh, LeBron's
Never.
been clutch because he's had to be, you dipshit. He almost lost to a team that doesn't have an indoor basketball court.
I saw somebody say that it said 92 Dream Team would have beat them by 75.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
No, no, with all due respect, if this year's team played the 92 Dream Team, the Dream Team would probably win by 30. But let's not forget they're probably 70 years old right now.
You can't, you can't say with all due respect and say whatever you want, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. So first off, I don't know what Kerr's reasoning for having Embiid on the bench. Um,
He's probably been told, hey, don't play him or you'll break him.
so yeah, so that I mean, I think Embiid plays more. That game would have been a little different, but um, also too, what I noticed is that USA basketball they're older. There's Steph is still good, but Steph is not Steph of old. Steph got beat by a six. What the guy was like what 6'6". He got beat bad off the dribble, and I'm like, okay. And
Steph's never been
then
great for defense anyway.
right, but still he's a guard. He should be this guy. You could tell he's a power forward. He's a 6'6" power forward getting past Steph. Steph shouldn't be able to get in front of him. Then when they played against Germany, uh Schroeder was cooking Steph. Like I was like, nah, this is not the same Schroeder that plays in the NBA. So it was him. He was cooking Steph. Even though the USA team still won, but you could tell that they're a lot older. USA team has to get younger. We got to get our young stars, and we got to be able to get them to play together because Europe is already there, Australia is there, um, and it looks like Africa is coming. So
I'm
I
going to say
mean,
this. If they need to get younger, they can't do it this year. They don't have a time machine.
right? Like yeah, it's the world is just catching up, and it's gonna, Gilbert Arenas. He said some off the wall things, but he said this, and I agree with him. He said in the future, he says that it's gonna be. He said the U.S. is going to be like with like the teams are going to be amongst the U.S. It's not going to be the U.S. and everyone else. It's got the U.S. is going to be amongst everyone else to the point where like right now he says you could tell like the Frances and the Canada and stuff in the world like not only there's no fear, they're like, hey, we play you guys in the regular season NBA. We're better than you guys, and they're starting to show it in international play. Like, hey man, I play against you like all year. Like I'm better than you, and my team better than you. We're gonna show you.
Yeah. And I do want to highlight the statement of the world has caught up. The world has caught up because not only has basketball around the world gotten better, I think USA basketball has gotten worse.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's AAU basketball.
Yeah.
It's the fact that AAU plays 6 games a week and practices once, where in Europe they practice 6 times a week and play one game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Right.
AAU, the games are not as important, just because of what you said. You're playing 6 games a week. Sometimes you're playing 2 or 3 games a day. Who cares? If I lose, I'm playing again.
Yeah.
The game reps just
Mm-hmm.
don't matter as much.
Yep.
And the style of basketball is completely different.
Completely different. I saw something. The guy was like, if LeBron wanted to do Bronny a favor, he would have him play in Europe. He said, send him to Spain. Send him to Spain for 2 years. He said, Bronny come back here. He said he'll be rookie of the year and he'll be a formidable NBA player. Is
I
what
don't
he
think
said.
so. I
You
don't
don't
think
think
so. No, because going over there for a couple of years and coming back, we've seen that with Brandon Jennings. We've seen that with one of the Ball brothers. Like, you have to come up in that culture. It's not a training ground. It's not a weekend retreat. You have to be brought up from day one in that culture. If you want to be like a Dirk, if you want to be like a Luka, if you want to be a Giannis, you're not going to go over there and just sing Kumbaya for a couple of days and come on back.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because now to think about it, a lot of international players, well, yeah, they like in Europe they have clubs, so they're like, hey, they'll identify you at 12, and they'll start moving you up in the
Mhm.
ranks as you grow up in that team. So yeah, you're right. So how do we get to that point? Or do you think we won't ever get to that point? Like how can we get to where we start having clubs to bring them up?
Take team
Or
basketball seriously, and
Well, the focus is not basketball anymore. The focus is on getting recruited. In Europe, they focus on learning basketball, and here it's just about getting recruited. So they go out there and they do individual things, dunk, run up and down the floor, do flashy shit. And in Europe, they're learning the game of basketball,
mm,
and all that other shit comes secondary.
I see.
yeah, that's a really good point, because over here, when a guy's working out, he's doing individual drills, one-on-one drills with his trainer. Working on his shot, working on his moves. You see it all the time, especially in AAU court. This guy's going to work on this move constantly. Over in Europe, it's 3-on-3, 5-on-5 the entire time.
Yeah, yeah, I see that.
And I mean, if you watch the Euro guys, the ball doesn't stop. Maybe Luka is probably the exception, but the ball doesn't stop. It's get your teammates involved.
Yeah,
You know,
you're right.
because that ball can move faster than the players.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the
A
Spurs
lot of
proved that
backdoor
when they
cutting.
played the Heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of backdoor cutting, a lot of setting picks, rolling to the basket. Um, yeah, and that's the other thing too that I noticed that when the USA was playing Sudan, they beat them because they were more talented. But when you have an athletic team that's also a sound team when it comes to passing, cutting, things of that nature, that's the USA's Achilles heel. In France, I was watching them play. They move the ball a lot, and they're just as athletic as well. So, not saying that the U.S. going to lose to them, but there's a high chance. I mean, you have a 7'5" shooting guard that plays center, that's sound on defense.
I mean, it's not going to be just roll the ball out and hey, we're good. Like, no, that's not
Yeah,
how this is going to work.
right. So one last question. Let's say for instance, all right, well, actually two-part question. So the NCAA. So you think that the partnership of the NCAA and the NBA that's hurting the the farm system that the U.S. could have when it comes to having their players be able to be brought up and do that.
I don't think it's on the NCAA, because by the time they get to college, the kid's already broken. We, we
This happens when they're in middle school and
yeah,
early high school.
you just talked about it yourself. Like in Europe, these kids at 12 years old are identified. You go on this team. You go with the more advanced players. You learn.
Well, that's another
Until
thing.
that is in here, it ain't gonna matter.
Well, these teams get stacked, and so these people are playing on all-star teams their whole life, and then they wind up like Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
That's what the fuck's happening. He's not on
My
an
bad.
all-star team now. He's got to do shit. No, but that's what happens. In all jokes aside,
No,
that's
yeah,
what
no,
happens.
you're
They
right.
play an all-star game, all-star teams, middle school, high school, sometimes in college, and then they start to fade because they don't have all that support around them, and they realize that I got to do some of this.
Yeah, they've never been forced to struggle, to push beyond what they think they can do, because it
Growth
didn't
comes from
matter.
being growth comes from being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
True.
and that's
Comfortable
in any
people,
industry, not just basketball.
comfortable people.
Right.
That's life.
Yep.
Comfortable
Right.
people don't grow.
Right. I agree.
So if you're sitting there with a team that's fucking 8 people deep going to an AAU tournament, and all these guys are going to like Duke and Michigan State, Florida, and all these top tier schools, you're never gonna grow.
Especially when you're playing against competition that's not at that level.
That's true.
Exactly.
Because we talk about it all the time in sports. It's like a team is tested. They know how to win. They know what it takes. And if you're beating everybody by 20, okay, those game reps are just let's go have fun. It doesn't matter if I make this shot or not because, okay, we win by 18 or 20. Doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I miss if I miss that cut or my guy scores an easy basket because I wasn't paying attention. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where 12, 13 years old, if you're taught you need to pay attention on every single second of the game. And here's why. And here's what you do to get better. Again, by the time these kids hit college, they're already broken. And you can't fix somebody who's already broken. You just can't.
Yeah. Right.
So what's the USA going to do? My guess is they're probably going to win bronze for a couple years, and then they're going to figure it out. But they need to be humbled, and honestly, they need to swap out somebody and bring Carmelo onto this team. But they can't do that now.
Or they could have just added Jalen Brown with us.
But from a talent perspective, you know, I've seen all the memes. Well, the Dream Team played against 9 NBA players, and this team's playing against 61, whatever it is. Okay, cool. Like, there's still the talent level is higher. There is no reason on God's green earth that South Sudan should have been up by 1 with under 10 seconds to go. That's fucking insane.
Right. Right. Right.
So they are going to get humbled. They're going to make excuses. They're going to get humbled again. And until the whole system is fixed, yeah, it's going to be, you know, everybody in the U.S. It's gonna. You know what? Wait for it to be the World Cup. Wait for the U.S. to not even qualify for the knockout round.
Ooh.
I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but it might. And if it's not this year, it might be the next Olympics.
That would be a travesty. That would. Have we ever not qualified for basketball?
I don't think so. I think they've qualified to the knockout round every single year. At least in the Olympics.
Yeah, this is the Olympics.
But, and by the way, if it happens this year, and all the talk about LeBron is better than Jordan, and they don't make it to the knockout round, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you gotta shut that down. Because Jordan would never.
Jordan would take every single player by the neck and tell you, get out of my way. I am winning this fucking game.
Yeah. Wow.
So, well, that will conclude it for this week's of Sandlot Sports. So, peace.
Peace.